Hi, I'm Mircea Mocanu and I work as a content and social media specialist in the employer branding team at UiPath. Experimenting is part of our culture, so we decided to create a series of podcasts that could highlight how it feels to work at UiPath, what projects our colleagues tackle, and why UiPath is a great place to work. Our first guest of this series is Adrian Poaca. He is a customer success manager based in our office in Bucharest, and he's been with UiPath for more than a year now. We had a chance to go through some interesting topics, like some of his challenges, was the most important thing in order to be a good customer success manager from his perspective, and how does UiPath fit in his life. Here we go. So, how did you join UiPath?
So I joined UiPath about a year and 3 months ago. I was working in London before that, and I kind of decided that I want to go back to Romania and try to continue my career here. And I heard about this new upcoming company that is making a huge wave in the RPA industry. So I was very fortunate to get a job here, and that's how I ended up at UiPath.
How did you find out about this company?
Well, there were a lot of my colleagues from university and from high school that were telling me that there's this new company that is hip and fresh and it's got this startup mentality done right. And everyone just seems to like doing what um, they're doing as their day-to-day job, which I was starting to hate quite a lot at my previous job. And apparently, everyone was just very friendly with everyone. The management was putting quite a huge focus on their employees, and I thought, why not give it a go, see if the rumors are true, and that's why I decided to join the UiPath.
So, you mentioned university. What did you study?
So I studied the computer science at University of Bristol in the UK, with a focus on the security.
Is it related to your role now at UiPath?
Yes, it does help a lot. So when I was in high school, I did a little bit of programming and I kind of started to like working with computers quite a lot. But then when I reached university, I realized that you basically had to teach yourself how to learn these new languages. It wasn't something that when you take an exam, it was something that you were supposed to study. It wasn't just something that you were being taught. So it kind of the degree helped us learn. It was a degree that helped us learn how to learn, if that makes sense. So now, especially with what's going on at UiPath, there's a wave of new products. There's a wave of new functionalities that are being introduced because the clients are demanding, and it is helping me quite a lot to learn the new technology and always try to stay on top of the new wave of tools that are being released to the market.
Could you describe your role a bit? Because you mentioned you're a customer success manager at UiPath.
Yes, so I am part of the customer success team, and my role is as a customer success manager. I try to help achieve our clients to reach their goals using our products. I know it might sound quite generic, but we do try to get involved in every aspect of the center of excellence. So, what I usually like to do when I meet a client for the first time, I ask them, what will happen if tomorrow you would tenfold multiply your army of robots? So let's assume you have 10 robots, and the next day the management would decide that you are offered the 90 additional robots. And I know this might sound like a sales pitch, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to identify kind of like key areas. Do you have a place where you can host them? How fast can you host? Can your infrastructure manage is able to manage this kind of um, robots? Or do you have a healthy pipeline where you know exactly what you're automating? And do you have enough developers, or are you able to go on the market and then get the right developers to help you? Do you have the right roles in your company? And then if you are able to handle or to answer all these questions, then the next question is be how can we go and show to the management, to the C levels that you are able to handle this new influx of robots. So we kind of start with these small questions and then we try to drill into some more either strategic solutions that can help them achieve and get the most of what they're doing. And I think one of the things that I have realized during my time here at UiPath is that a lot of companies are quite eager to get into the RPA business, but it doesn't seem like they have a clear goal on what they're trying to achieve. So even if you are kind of experimenting at the beginning, it's always a good idea to have something in the back of your mind that this is what I want to achieve. Do I want to bring customer satisfactions? Do I want to improve processes? And how am I able to measure that? So yeah, that's kind of what my role is, and what I like about it is that it's never the same. Just like two clients are never the same. I don't feel like yesterday was the same as today when I come into the office.
You also mentioned clients, um, and since UiPath is a global company and you are based in Bucharest, are you working only for clients in Romania, or is it more of an area thing?
It's quite a good question. Yesterday, I was announced that I would be working with a client in Romania for the first time. So I am part of this EECIS region, which is from Czech Republic all the way to Mongolia and from Russia to Turkey. So I have worked with clients from Portugal, Turkey, um, the Nordics region, Poland, and now will be Israel and Romania. So it is quite a huge array of clients, and it's I always thought that in the business world, everyone is kind of like similar, but it was funny how I learned probably the hard way that local customs and local influences have a huge effect on how people tend to do business. And I'll be honest, a client in Portugal will have a different way of doing things than a company that is based in Sweden.
So you mentioned different cultures are a key factor in the way they people make business.
Yes.
How do you feel the mix of culture at UiPath has anything to do with the way companies is working right now?
Before I joined UiPath, I used to be running a small department in a financial institution at an investment bank. And I thought that I wouldn't be able to integrate into such a kind of like a startup feeling company, mainly because I was used to this strict, rigid, wear a tie to work, wear a suit every day kind of a job. And it was funny when I got here, and I've seen that everyone was dressed casually. Um, I still ask my manager for permission to work from home, and he still gives me like this weird look, like, yes, you can work from home anytime you want. Just stop asking. And it's good. I mean, I kind of feel that I have this freedom of doing whatever I need to do to help our clients. Before, what I didn't like about my previous job, it was the fact that when you make a decision that you want to change something, you have to go through all these hoops in order to achieve your goal. So, especially in the software development world, if you wanted to change the color of a button, it was such a lengthy process by going from um, documenting that change, making sure who is responsible to support it, have being in a call for 2 hours to explain why that would not change, testing and everything, and it would took like 2 weeks to do it, and it was really hard for me to explain this to our stakeholders. While I feel that with RPA is something that can really help you achieve your goals, and you can get results so quickly, and this is what I'm trying to do with our clients. And what's really good about UiPath is that it's such a, especially the hub here in Bucharest, is filled with people from all over the world. So I'm talking with people from Japan on a Monday and with people from North America on Tuesday. Then I'm trying to steal as much as I can from their journeys, their RPA journeys, that I'm able to put that together to give the best solutions for our clients. And I like doing that more than anything because I can easily give my personal touch. Obviously, each customer success is different. We all have different opinions, and there is no clear path to success. There is no standard way of achieving your goals. Obviously, there are some good benchmarks that you should take into consideration, but we all kind of put our personal touch. And I think this is what the culture here at UiPath, um, I think helps a lot because it allows you to build that your personal touch, especially when you're interacting with the clients.
If you were to pick another colleague in your team, a customer success manager, what would be like three things to describe this person in order to be a really good professional? Or maybe just one.
So I think that building a good relationship is key in this job that I do every day. So it's I think just be open with your client. Um, we are um, we are a trusted advisors. So that means that we help clients do what's best for them. And as long as you keep that in mind, I think you can achieve quite a lot because then the client will trust you, and then you can put at their disposal all of your resources that we have available in the company. But if I were to summarize it, I would say that honesty, I think that's key. Interpersonal relationship is also very good because it's much easier to give someone advice when you have a strong relationship with them. And obviously, I think product knowledge is also something very good. It's really hard to give someone advice if you don't know the product that you're working with. So those would be kind of like the top three tips that I would suggest everyone who's kind of working in this profession.
Other than the cultural differences, were there any challenges in your work that uh, maybe you'd like to share?
Yes, I think there are specific enterprises that are very closed in sharing their success with others. And even though I think it's really important, and this is probably where I failed during my time, was that I did not express clear enough that our success is the client's success. So this relationship only works if both of us are managing to get real results. And it always feels that maybe I don't think it's a cultural thing. It's probably something that we need to do better as customer success managers, is to try to push a little bit forward exactly what we're trying to achieve here. And I didn't do that. It was a client that eventually got moved to someone else. Um, but I think trying to build that relationship is something that I know I'm kind of repeating myself with this, but it's really important to make sure that the client will trust you. And this is kind of something that differentiates us from our competitors as well, because UiPath is investing quite a lot in having skilled people helping you with every aspect of your journey in RPA. So you never feel like you're lost. I mean, even if you know the product to the last bit of information that exists, is still the human element inside that is really important. And what I'm trying to do now with the new clients that I'm onboarding is trying to show them what can we offer. And now that I actually worked in this position for a year, I can also show them some success stories that happen with some of the other clients that have been working in the past. So putting that information at the beginning, I think really helps out quite a lot, knowing exactly what you're trying to achieve.
So how is UiPath different from other companies from your perspective as a customer success manager, but also as a regular employee?
What I really like about UiPath is that the moment they see a gap in their product, they're doing everything they can to fill it. So, and this is what I've seen. When I joined the company, we were kind of just offering the studio, the robot, and the orchestrator. And everyone said, yes, great, that's awesome from a technical point of view. But we're not really looking from the business point of view. I don't know what process I should automate. I don't know what to do after I automate a process. And this is where UiPath kind of took this feedback from the clients and offers them a lot of other applications like an automation hub where you can go and manage the new ideas that are being suggested. Then you also have a task automation, you have a process mining tool, you have a task integration that will help you document the task so you don't need to spend all that time creating PDDs. And even if you have a large application like SAP, you just need to get the log information and just put it in our task mining tool and give you everything you need to know about what processes need to be automated. And I think this is where UiPath kind of is a good company, in my opinion, to work for, because every time we identify something that is not going wrong, we try to fix it. And this is not just from a technical point of view, but also from a human relationship point of view. If we identify that maybe something is not working, and in our team, for example, we also do this, and it's the core belief of every employee is let's fix it. Like I know this my is everyone is doing this, but it's not working for us. So let's come and revisit and let's see what is the best solution. Obviously, this starts a lot of debates, which is good. I think it's good to do these debates, but um, I like this. I'm quite happy coming from such a conservative background of banking where nothing is allowed to change. Being in this area where you can actually make an impact every day, it's amazing. I mean, you see a problem, you can just go in and fix it, and if it's a good solution, everyone will adopt it.
You said you've changed the client you worked for with another. Do you think learning from mistakes is something that happens often at UiPath?
Yes, yes, I do try to take everything that I try to learn from all my mistakes, what I did in the past, and see this as an opportunity to do better in the future. And UiPath is a company that constantly changing. Even our the way our departments are being sorted out. When I joined the company, because I was kind of one of the first employees in the customer success department, I was dealing with accounts that were either from on the other end of the continent, because that's where the real opportunity was, and that's where we are supposed to make the biggest impact. But now that we're kind of um, as UiPath is growing, we're able to hire more people in specific areas, so it doesn't make any sense for me to get involved in countries like Portugal, since when I'm best in Bucharest, and there's a huge market in the EECIS region. And I think that seeing what kind of happened and doing a review, not with just me, but with my managers as well, and seeing where others are struggling and what solutions did they find, it makes me a more valuable consultant to our clients. And I think the more we grow as a company and the more our clients grow as an RPA adapters, I think we're starting to see better and better solutions. And this is what UiPath also does. I've seen many times where management comes to us and even our CEO is saying, this is what we did good and this is what we didn't do so well. So we're trying to make sure that we're always on top of things. The market is constantly changing, so it would be a mistake for us to stand still and do nothing.
How do you feel your life changed as a professional?
Well, when I joined UiPath, I moved from London to Bucharest, so that was one of the biggest changes probably in my professional career. And I was so excited to see how it is working in a different area in a different country. And not only that, but UiPath allows me to travel quite a lot with my job, so I don't feel like I'm stuck behind an office and just get fed pizza under the door every time I need to eat. So it allows me to open my mind and see how other people are thinking about our products and automation in general, and just see how they work as a business. So it is quite interesting that in the morning I get to visit a client that might be a financial bank, is working in the financial banking industry, and then later in the evening I work with a beverage company, and they're both using the same products, and they're always asking me, how is that company doing this? How is that company achieving these results? And even though if they're coming from different areas, they kind of tend to hit the same problems and kind of start to see a trend between the companies. And I think this helps us deliver a better product to our client, because UiPath is very good at getting this advice from clients and putting it into the product. So that's why our new products that are being released is something that's really helping out the clients a lot.
Now let's move a bit from your work life. Let's imagine it's Friday evening and you left your office. How does your weekend look like?
Very good question. So I think my personal life will change quite a lot since I'll be a father in 2 weeks. So um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer. I can tell you how it was a year ago, but when I was just like to play computer games all night, sleep all day, and then maybe do something wacky in the weekend. Like one day when I worked for a day in a professional kitchen just to see if I can face it, or the time when I got with some friends and we just started recording music out of nothing, and then recording music videos just because it was fun. So I do tend to, I like to be a social person, but sometimes I just say, no, it's been too much. I've talked to way too many people. I just like to get locked into my office, my well, I call it office. It's technically a game room, but where I just look and see what other games are there, and I don't know, just try new things. That's what I like to do. So I don't like to get bored. I don't like when I come to even in the workplace or at home, if 2 days are the same, then I just say, okay, let's try something different.
And one last question. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Hmm, interesting question. I don't know. Um, hmm. I don't know. I kind of always thought about maybe I kind of liked running my own company. So even when I was at university, I tried to be kind of like this entrepreneur, starting with very strange ideas and try to make them into a product. I kind of like doing that, which it ended up still being something related to technology, but I don't know, maybe I tried to be a chef. I knew I didn't like that one. Sports seems like if to be something like a professional, I don't know, maybe professional tennis player or professional football is something that you really need to be dedicated, and I think I would be get bored of that quite quickly. So I don't know, I'll probably try like quite a lot of different things, and that's why I chose this. So I kind of was like a hardcore developer, and then the company told me it's like you either have to manage people or we're gonna let you go. Well, let's see how that goes out. And then I joined UiPath as a customer success manager, where it's very different. So I'm still learning. I would like to do it. The answer to that question would be a different thing every year. That would be probably something that I would do. It's not one, but just like make sure I always change what I'm doing every year.
It's been great to have the chance to talk with you, Adi, and I want to thank you again, since I didn't really get a chance to record that part. And I really hope everyone else enjoyed this piece. We'll create more podcasts in the next period, so keep an eye on our channels. We also have a blog called Inside the Rocketship, where we feature different humans at UiPath and deep dive into our technology. If you're curious about UiPath, you should check that as well. Stay safe.